Hi, you're very welcome. This is Claire Boyce back with fire signs. This is from Wednesday the 27th of November through to Wednesday the 4th. So this is for Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. So the moods have changed and the energies have lifted. Well, they should have. So let's have a look at how this week is going to pan out for all you fire signs. So as always, I'm going to start off just with the normal angel cards and see what shows up. You got Archangel Uriel here. Oops, I hope you see that. Uriel, he's the psychologist angel. He's the angel that you call on to give you ideas, or if you're unsure, or if you have any emotional problems. He's the best angel to call on there. So what I would say to you with this card is, if you have suddenly thought, God, I need to start something new, or maybe it's to write a book or start a new hobby, or maybe it's about starting at a new career, know that your idea is divinely guided. And although the energies have been toxic lately and you may have been a little bit down or in a rut, know that over the next week anyway, things are going to improve. Your ideas are divinely guided, so trust that. No harm to spend a little bit of time, fire signs, meditating, calming your mind down a bit, as most of our answers come when we quiet our minds down. So we'll have a look at our money situation. I'm using the Doreen Virtue Abundance deck. See what you have here. I must apologize for not being on over the last couple of weeks. A few health problems, but on the mend now. Oh yeah, there we go. Employment change. So for an awful lot of you here, what you have is you've got new ideas about changing career. And I will tell you that it is a good idea, but for right now, for this week, just take a step back and just make the decision that you want to change your life. Don't do anything when you're feeling emotional. And over the last few weeks, there have been an awful lot of emotional upheaval. There's been an awful lot of toxicity in the air as well. And fire signs, you are known to act on impulse. So what I'm telling you here to do is, yes, make the decision to change job or to go for a new job. And know that this is divinely guided, but don't just jump at it because you're fed up at the moment. Because the moods are changing and your moods will lift. For those of you waiting to hear about money, know that, keep your energies up, your spirits up, and know that the money you're waiting for is definitely coming. Now, I'm also feeling an awful lot of movement with this card as well. I mean movement, I don't just mean movement in employment, but house move as well. So there's a bit of house move there too. The things are starting to improve financially for fire signs. I'm going to see if there's any more advice I can get from these angel cards here. And I am doing things a little bit differently this week. Like I said, I've had a few health issues. I am fine now. It's just it's kind of easier for me to do things this way. So the Angel Answer deck from Doreen Virtue. Okay, so if you're unsure about anything, not only have you to call on Archangel Uriel, but it says here, look for a sign, look for a sign. Sometimes you might get, a repetitive song might keep playing on the radio, or somebody might say something to you, or people, you'll get little signs that you're on the right path. Always go with the feelings you get as well. When you're around certain people, notice how you feel in their company. I'm always getting this with people. They hang around with negative people who are always complaining, or people who are always ranting, as I call it, when they blame everybody for their problems but don't look at themselves. These type of people are what's known as energy vampires, and they grow and they live from the ego self. And of course, we know the ego self, it's the complete opposite to love. You can cut these people out of your life and you can watch how all your energy then will start to increase in every area of your life, emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally. You clear away the toxins from your life, clear away the negative energy, and you will feel better. You will feel inspired. Look for signs, whether it's repetitive numbers, whatever it is. If you're watching this video, then you are into the spiritual aspect of things. So focus on that. Now, the nurturing side of Leo also suggests that you're in a rush to try and help someone. When people are sick, it breaks our hearts, it really does. And when people are suffering, it breaks our hearts. But what you need to do is look after yourself as well. You're so busy running around looking after people, you're exhausted. So take a little bit of, time for yourself. Take a step back. Spend between now and the weekend, or even over the weekend, taking a step back to recover. Recover from all the stuff you've been through of late. Now, what else have we got here? Yeah, helpful people. So surround yourself with good, helpful people. Surround yourself with people who are good for your energy, who boost you, who lift you. No point hanging around with people who are just going to drag you down or make you feel bad about yourself. Now, I'm not saying be positive all the time, because that is impossible, especially in today's climate where people are struggling, where people are sick. But, surround yourself with people who look on the bright side of life, who try. The triers, the dreamers, the thinkers. They're the people who can change things, and they are the people who you should be surrounding yourself with. Those who enjoy seeing you do well in life. People always say you know who your true friends are when you're low, and that is so true. During my little spout there of not being well, I really realised who was there for me and who wasn't there for me, and you'd be amazed. And notice who is there, who pushes you. If you want to do well in life, who gives you the hand, who gives you the dig out, who watches over you and helps as much as they can. Always look at those people as well. Now we've got a bit of romance coming in as well. So for those of you who are already in a romantic relationship, time to rekindle the relationship. I do feel maybe somebody from the past is coming back, but this card is definite. There's a bit of romance on the cards there for you. I will be pulling romance cards, at the end of this reading. So if your question has been about romance, know that definitely there is a bit of romance there. And a bit of marriage even on the cards there. So there's divine unions happening all over the place, and a divine union is a soulmate connection. And even though we don't understand what soulmate connection is, we don't understand the logic behind it, just know that what's meant to be will always be. Okay? What's meant to be will always be. It doesn't matter distance, it doesn't matter how many years it is since you saw each other. If the divine connection is there, you will always find each other again. And those of you coming up to Christmas who are wondering if he or she or whatever is going to pop the question, it's a definite yes. See what else is coming up for you. So it's really a good week, and the energies have really lifted. Yeah. For those of you unsure of the next step to take, whether this is to do with relationships or to do with work, know that, things are looking good. Assert yourself and trust yourself, and notice those people around you who push you to be the best that you can be. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but surround yourself with people who do push you, who do tell you how great you are, who do try and inspire you. They're the people to keep in your life. Okay? Now, like I promised, I will throw a few of the romance cards. A few romance cards here, but let's have a look. So towards the end of the week, and for those of you who have broken up over the last couple of months with the bad energies, there have been so many breakups. So let's have a look. fire signs, what's coming up? Okay, you've got a past life relationship. So this is somebody returning from the past, or somebody who from this lifetime, or somebody that you've been with before. So once again, we have divine connections. Forgiving and learning. When people fall out with us in this lifetime, or when people row with us, and especially when our hearts are broken, it's so easy to cast all this up when we try and fix things. All we remember are the negative things that the person has said and the negative things that they did. And it is hard to kind of let go of that. So what I decided to do, or what I decided to advise my clients to do, was to look at the positive things that the person has done for you, instead of focusing just on the negative. Focus on the past with a loving mindset. And that way you're creating a ripple effect of more positive experiences and positive attributes from the person you're inquiring about. So focus on love and it'll be mirrored back to you. Focus on the fun, the happiness, the laughter, and it will come back to you. And then as a result, you have the honeymoon period. That's when things will go well again. Maybe the two of you need to go away. Maybe it will be a brilliant idea to spend that little bit of time together, to be happy, playfulness, a bit of fun. So all this is in store for those of you who have had a rough couple of months, but even though it is a soul connection, just know that for now, focus on the positives. Bring back the fun in a relationship. Relationships are all about fun. This card jumped out of me. This is from another deck, Trust. I believe no relationship can actually work without trust. And what we have here is you need to start to trust each other. Open up, have the heart-to-heart conversations. Do what it takes to fix this relationship, because I do feel that this relationship is worth fixing. And I do feel that you can and you will get through this. So that's for those of you who have been in relationships and they've, for whatever reason, come to an end. For those of you who have been on your own for some time and you're not sure, what you need to do is free yourself. Allow yourself to love. Sometimes people are on their own for so long that they think being in a relationship or loving somebody is a negative thing. It's a bad thing, when actually it's quite a good thing. As you can see, the unicorn there is kind of trapped, won't allow itself to be loved. Nothing wrong with giving somebody a chance. Nothing wrong with letting somebody in your life. And yes, you've been hurt before, as have so many people. But it's human nature to want to be loved and want to be needed. And all I see here is those of you who are on your own, take a bit of chance, take the chance, give it a go. Stop locking yourself away from the world. I have lots of people, they come to me and they say, will I ever meet somebody? Well, they won't if you don't leave the house. And they won't if you don't take the chance. Remember, everybody deserves a bit of love. Everybody deserves to feel loved. And it can be there for everyone. So coming towards the end of the week, I do feel relationships sparking up. Those of you who have fallen out with spouses, that's going to take a complete and utter U-turn, thank God, for fire signs. But and for those of you who are single, start focusing on the positives. Stop looking back. You won't get anywhere if you focus on the past. Spend a bit of time recovering from past relationships, but allow other people in. And know that there's somebody better out there for you, and this is just what you needed, okay? So positive cards all week, really, for fire signs. As long as you try and stay a little bit positive. Okay, that's all I have for you, fire signs. So that's Aries, Leo and Sagittarius from Wednesday the 27th of November to Wednesday the 4th. So if you're single, take a chance on love. And if you've, like many of us, have had difficulties in relationships of late, take a step back and be mindful of who you have in your circle. Positive people only. Okay, this is Claire Boyce. I'll be back next week with the weekly reading. And if you did like this, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.